How's it going, guys? It is Luke here. As you can tell by the video, it's going to be it's sped up quite a lot. This is a battle I had against a guy that I had a battle with, obviously, on that site thing. I'm not going to get into it. That's his name. You just saw it. Be happy. I'm going to lead with T-Tar, and he's going to go ahead and lead with his main shout. I didn't really think he was going to want to lead with that because the T-Tar is, well, I don't know. I just kind of led with it because, you know, maybe expecting him to want to switch up his lead, but he didn't, obviously. So I just ended up going to glide score here on the predicted fake out, but he ends up going for the high jump kit, which is fine. I know here he's most likely going to go for hidden power ice if he has it. If not, he's just going to hard switch or U-turn out, which is what he does as I send in Rotom for the HP ice, just to be safe. Rotom's absolutely fine though, doesn't take any real damage from that. It's absolutely fine. So I'm going to hit him here now. I thought this was hidden power fire, but as it turns out it's not, which is really unfortunate, but yeah, I guess I'm going to have to go back and reset that. But that actually ends up making this thing quite a pain, because if I could have hit it with the HP fire there, that would have done about 87%, depending on which type of variant it is. If it was defensive, it would have done around about that. So now I end up switching out into Scizor, knowing he's going to want to go for the power whip, seeing as he just leech seeded. So I'm free to go for a U-turn here. Now the way he kept bringing in Chandelure either told me that he was just trying to bring it in on me, I guess as I locked myself into a move or something, or he has the flame body, which is what he's trying to, you know, catch me with. But that's going to be a pain later on in the match. So I end up going up to my Terrakion because obviously I'm Scarfed. This does kind of tell him that, hey, I'm Scarfed. But he ends up switching that to his Ferrothorn as I end up going for the EQ. I end up doing so. He does have a Dragonite, but he takes that seriously well, which lets me know that he is a defensive variant, which is a massive shame because, you know, if I had HP Fire, I would have been able to take this thing out, but no. So I decided to go to T-Tar, and now I wasn't looking at this guy's team because right here what I would have done was I would have pulled a double to Rotom, which, you know, you'll see me do later on. But because I didn't see the Tentacruel, I end up going for the Stealth Rock here, and then he ends up bringing in the Tentacruel, and I think, well, this is great. So I decide I'll just get off a crunch before he wants to go ahead, you know, go and rapid spin. So I could bring in Rotom now, but I end up staying in, and he ends up going for a Scald and getting the burn first turn, which is really annoying because you're going to see I get a defense drop here on this crunch, and that would have done, you know, roughly double that damage. So with the double damage and the defense drop as well, he would have been forced to switch out here or go for the protect, which would have given me a free switch out into whatever I wanted to go out into. So I got into Rotom now thinking, okay, now he's going to want to go for the rapid spin, but he just decides to set up some toxic spikes, which are arguably, I guess, is just as decent plays going for the rapid spin. I don't know, I thought he would have wanted those rocks gone, but anyway, I bring in Rotom here. Now he's going to end up switching out. Now I know he has the Mamoswine on his team, so I believe I'm just going to go straight for the Hydro Pump. Of course I end up missing, and that's really irritating as well because it would have let me know what type of Ferrothorn this was, because I wasn't really all too sure based off the damage from the Earthquake earlier. It did look defensive, but I wasn't sure, so I just go for the Volt Switch here. I don't want to stay in. I know he's most likely just going to go for the Leech Seed, and I end up sending in my T-Tar. Now I know this thing's burned, but at the same time I just want to basically bring it in and use it as a pivot so that I could double switch out to Rotom, hopefully to catch the Tentacruel coming in. So I think that's what I end up doing here. That would have been the plan. So he's going to withdraw his Ferrothorn here and go out to Tentacruel, and here I should have either doubled out into Rotom or, okay, I go for the Flamethrower, I guess, expecting the Ferrothorn to want to stay in and just try and kill me off, seeing as I am burned and whatnot, and he did see the crunch, which would probably lead him to believe that I'm a physical variant, so I guess that's not really too bad a play on my part, although, like I said, I should have doubled straight to Rotom. That would have been a better play, and I know he's going to want to go for the Protect here, but I don't want to switch because of hazards and whatnot. There's no real point. So I just end up leaving in my T-Tar here to die, which it would have been nice fodder later on, but I do manage to make fodder out of something else, which is going to be pretty useful. So T-Tar ends up going down this turn. I notice that this thing is a bit of a problem, so I know he has the Mamoswine, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to double out here. Not predicting the Mamoswine, but expecting the Ferrothorn. Then I could have set up a substitute and got off a free sword stance, and as you'll see later on, I don't quite get to do it yet, but that does work out for me later on. You see here he goes out into Dragonite, and I'm able to go for the substitute. I figured he would either go for the Protect or switch, and not go for the Scald, which is kind of interesting, because really he should have gone for the Scald, and I don't know why he didn't, but I went for a sub anyway, and I guess it paid off. So I go for an Ice Fang. I didn't see an item when this thing came in, so that led me to believe that it was either Scarf or banned. And you can see, from that damage, I thought it was banded. But you see he gets a critical hit, which is really annoying, and then obviously he's got the Lumberry, but I'm going to be able to take him out with the second Ice Fang. It's just really annoying that he got the crit, because, you know, now this thing can come in. It's kind of useful too, because you'll see me bait this Sky Score later on. It works out really well. So I'm going to go out into Rotom here, as he does just go straight for the Ice Shard. I'm not sure why. It was quite an easy prediction to make. I don't want to lose my Glide Score just yet, so I'm just going to switch out to my Rotom here. Now I know he's going to want to switch. He does have the Ferrothorn, which is something that's annoying, and I decide, you know what, probably getting off a Pain Split will do more damage to him than going for a Hydro Pump or a Volt Switch or something, so I end up going for the Pain Split, catching that thing, bringing his health down a little bit, which is nice. Now I know he's going to want to go for a Leech Seed this turn, so I just end up hitting him with a Hydro Pump, trying to get off as much damage as possible. Hydro, though resisted, still does more than the hidden power that I'm carrying, so I go for that, let him get off the Leech Seed, and I believe I'm going to want to switch out to my Sizzle, or I stay in here. I think I stay in here because last time I ended up switching. No, I do switch. So I go for the Volt Switch and probably go out to my Sizzle, just because obviously it resists the Power Whip, which he's most likely going to go for, which he does. So I end up taking that really, really well. And again, now I'm free to U-turn out on something. Now I'm a little bit worried about the Chandelier still, and he ends up staying in here, actually predicting me to predict the Chandelier and go for the U-turn, which I guess is a good play on his part. But I'm just going to be able to switch out to Rotom as he gets up another Leech Seed. The annoying thing is, as I find out, I actually can't take out that Ferrothorn for the range that I'm at. Which is really annoying because based on the damage from Hydro Pump earlier, it kind of looks like I can. Actually, looking back at it now in Vegas, you really can't. It's only really on the DS it kind of looked like it, but now I'm going to have to switch. I just decide to Volt Switch, I think, to get this thing as low as possible, and then, you know, I can just bring in Sizzle and just U-turn on it again. And if he wants to go out Chandra, that's fine, more damage. If not, then, you know, this thing's going to die, and that's one problem out of the way. I don't want to call it a threat, it's just a problem. Same as Tentacruel, it's there and it's annoying, it burns things and it spins. It's one of those things that you want to kind of kill it as quickly as possible, but it never really dies. But here he ends up thankfully leaving it in. I'm able to take it out. Sizzle is down to like half health now, I think, from like spikes and stealth rocks or whatever he's set up. So I just end up going out to Keldeo now, basically because I know he has the Tentacruel and I want to bait that to come out, and I really want to get some damage off on it, and I end up missing the Hydro Pump, which is really annoying. And despite not wanting to, I actually bring in Keldeo with the intention of following it. I really just want to get off a few Specs Hydros, bring this thing down to a range where he might consider leaving it in his fodder, because this thing, if it's played correctly, or probably could seriously annoy me, and it's not really going to be great for my team to have this thing around. It does stop a lot of things, so I really want to get this thing as low as possible, but I end up missing the first Hydro Pump, which is really irritating, and then, you know, he can just protect here. So I end up switching out to my Rotom, and he goes for the Scald, and I think this is really just due to a bit of a fail on his part. As you'll see later on, he ends up making another mistake, which is really similar, and it ends up kind of screwing me over a little bit. But anyway, yeah, now I can just... Here, he should have used Protect. I don't know why he didn't. I would have died to Sand and Burn that turn. But he ends up just going for the Scald anyway, which is great, because I get off a Pain Split, and that means Rotom's going to live this turn. And now, obviously, I'm free to go for the Volt Switch if I want to. Again, here, he could have gone for Protect again. Now would have been a good time. Sandstorm, Burn, all that kind of stuff. But he just decides to fodder off his Tentacruel here. Not really too sure why, but hey, I get a free switch. Well, I don't get a free switch. I guess I do. And, you know, that dies. So I go to Gliscor now in order to bait the Mamoswine, because I really want this thing to come in, because I need to know if it's Sash, what kind of variant it is, and whatnot. So now I go to Keldeo so I can get the free switch, just in case he did want to go for the Earthquake for any reason, you know, expecting the Scizor or the Rotom, or, well, he wouldn't go for the Earthquake expecting the Rotom, but you know what I mean. But yeah, then I go out to Scizor, and I don't Bullet Punch because he has the Chandelier, and he's like, Bullet Punch, hello? And I'm like, Chandelier, hello? And he's like, yeah, so? I'm like, you could have trapped me, you know, locked into a move, forced me to switch, but no, he doesn't make that play, so I end up losing my Scizor, which is rather annoying. So I'm just going to have to go straight for the Hydro Pump here to knock this thing out. Of course, I know I can take Ice Shards because I'm a Rotom. So I'm able to take this thing out straight away, which is really nice. I don't miss the Hydro Pump, fortunately for me, as I have done a few times this match, which is quite annoying. But anyway, he's now going to go out into his last, I think, which is Main Shao. Now, I'm obviously just going to stay in here because I know it's the Fake Out. Now pretty much I can just switch to Gliscor if I want to, or let Rotom die. Oh no, sorry, he does have one more, I believe, because he's going to U-turn out here on my Rotom, and I think he has one poke remaining, which would be... I don't remember. The Chandelier. So he ends up bringing that in, which is great, because I can go to my Terrakion because it is Scarfed, and I can lock myself into Earthquake because there is nothing, you know, it's only Main Shao, so I can go straight for that and basically take out the remainder of his team. Now, knowing my luck, I was expecting Main Shao to come in and go for the Fake Out and actually crit me, which I really didn't want to happen, so for that reason I end up just making the switch out to my Gliscor, and I think if he's going to crit anything, it could be Gliscor, why not? So he's just going to be able to hit me with a high jump kick, as he doesn't go for the Fake Out, which is fine. He's going to be able to take me out next turn with a Stone Edge. Lucky for some, he manages to hit, Then of course I can go out to Jareki, on which will outspeed him, and I can take him out with a close combat. So good game, dude. Thank you for the Wi-Fi battle and not DCing like everyone else. I really appreciate that. Hope you guys enjoyed the battle. Sorry there hasn't been one in a couple of days. I've been uber busy. If you guys enjoyed, you can always let me know in the comment section below. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll try and bring you guys a Wi-Fi battle Monday. Peace.